Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for an episode of Atari Twilight 88. The first time. If you guys like what we do here and you want to stop that from ever happening again, join us on the Patreon, where they just rolled out the new year-long subscription. So for $22, you can sign up for the entire year at our lowest tier. Also, if you like Twitch, you can sign up down below at the Twitch link. Also, join us in the Discord to be a part of the conversation and be further ingrained in our community, our cult community, our community. And last but not least, the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see the corruption bar that is already almost full. That serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, Greg gets to do what the hell he wants to us. And two, every single dollar that goes into that goes back to these wonderful, amazing faces you see here before you. That being said, Greg, please be gentle.
Sure. Everybody, welcome back to Atari Twilight. It is currently Tuesday, October 11th. It is 4:44 p.m. in the year 1988. There's a slight rain falling in Garrett, Maryland, and now is the perfect time for me to say the music of Atari Twilight provides a lot of the ambiance, a lot of the atmosphere, a lot of the driving moments in this, along with it's the sixth player, really. So at this point, if you are looking in chat, you should be able to see, Mike, do we have the playlist is up? If you all would just jump down to, I don't know, Prince's When Doves Cry. If we want to start with a little bit of music royalty. So as we look down on Garrett, the last time we were here, a lot of, let's just say, strange things happened. We had an attack in the paperback exchange, which was closed. We had a lot of chasing of several members of the party over George. We also had the rescuing of somebody from the paperback exchange by Shannon. But that kind of paled in comparison to the final confrontation between Shannon and George. Everything came to a head. George's distance that he had put between himself and the rest of the group, his unexplained powers, the fact that the air quote enemy of the group seemed to refer to him in familiar terms, calling him Shockwave. Many of the fans of the Transformers, both in the group, in chat, and on YouTube, know that Shockwave is in and of himself one of the most vile of the Decepticons. So with that mantle being thrown over George's shoulders, there was no longer any time to kind of fall back into ego. There had to be a reckoning. And a reckoning there was in the rain outside of Teletran 2. In attendance, everyone that you see here, and the NPC Ben McKenzie. As this all transpired, Rob interjected himself as the conflict intensified between Shannon and George, threw his arms around George, and George was told by their benefactor, their guardian angel, Optimus Prime, that he was in fact infused with the spark of Ultra Magnus. But that was then, and then was 30 minutes ago. Now we are back inside Teletran 2, the ting and the kind of pressured fingertips of rain hitting on the outside of the now defunct grav truck. And as that sound kind of provides a beat and a cadence, a percussion to the moments inside, Mitch has finally been brought up to speed on everything that has happened that he was not present for in the couple sessions before. But with the group brought up to speed with the information that they had all gathered, with the exception of Shannon's information, we now dive back through the Garrett air, and as the raindrops fall, so do we, much like the doves that cry. And as we go inside Teletran 2, you all have several threads woven in and around Garrett. My job is just to ask you, what do you do?
I feel like there's just a constant as Mitch is trying to do his best to add to the Mitch board. That's the background noise, the rain and the squeaking marker on the wall as whatever is being talked about is being talked about.
Ben's also following along too. He was not aware of anything that had happened at Stonehenge, at least filled in the blanks. So he's kind of over with you, Mitch, as he's looking, and he's not offering anything. Ben never does that, but Ben is just kind of following. And if you connect two lines together, you might hear like a potential conflict in Ben's brain, but he doesn't say what it is.
I love it.
No, I'll address the elephant in the room. But what the fuck?
I mean, there's a lot of fucks to what about?
Yeah, the big one. Okay.
That didn't make any sense.
I don't know. I mean, that's what I was told. Who is Ultra Magnus anyway?
He's like the number 2 Autobot.
Nice. What's he do?
He dies.
But he comes back. He's a hero.
He does.
That's what Ben says.
You know what? I believe him because he doesn't even know who Ultra Magnus is.
Yeah, I think if I was a bad guy, I think I would know who the number 2 good guy is.
I was whispering so you couldn't hear.
I have Ultra Magnus ears, man. I can hear it.
Wow.
That's his superpower. Sonic hearing.
Yeah, and to break it down, the inside of the grav truck mag truck is not that big. I mean, it's large, but it's more like RV sized than.
Okay, so like, Butts, you're not a bad guy.
I've been saying that the whole time.
I know. I said it last time. I'm just saying can we all agree that like Butts is fine for Butts?
He didn't bleed, but I'll give him that.
Yeah, but he wouldn't even pinky switch. Oh, sorry, Rob.
I have my other one.
It's got to be the right one. It's established.
Holds up his hand with popsicle stick splint. Yeah.
It's like electrical tape.
Yeah, it's whatever Shannon had on her bike.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, I stopped at the pharmacy. Shannon's all over this shit, man.
Right,
She's got combat training from her dad.
It's Steve's.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You did. Okay, so yeah, I've got one of those finger splints.
Got a proper splint.
Okay, but like, whatever. But you're as Butts as you were before.
What's your hand doing when he looks over to Shannon?
What?
How's your hand?
My hand's fine.
Are you sure?
Yep, I'm fine. Didn't even hurt. Maybe my ego a little bit. But considering what you are, apparently, I don't feel that bad.
Yeah, I didn't feel it either. So, I guess
Cool.
Sorry.
Not really, no,
Sorry
because I saved your life how many times now?
I wasn't counting. Were you?
No, I'm not keeping a tally. I'm just saying.
Oh. So it's important all of a sudden after we're not counting.
I think it's like 3, Ben says from the corner.
Thank you, Ben.
I think.
See, he doesn't know either. He's not counting.
It's either 3 or 8.
Too soon, Ben.
Can we talk about Dutch and Nee?
There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about.
There's so much to talk about. I heard things.
You got defensive quick.
You thought we killed them.
You stole our motorcycle. Yeah. Could we get an apology?
No.
We definitely didn't kill your friends. Despite the fact that they're total tool bags.
Most people don't deserve to die, even if they're dicks.
And we didn't kill them, even though you said we would, and also threatened to kill Butts twice.
Well, maybe he's one of those people that deserves it.
All right, so we're just not gonna. We don't do apologies. Okay, that's fine. No, that's fine. Anyway,
I don't have anything to apologize for. I had every valid reason to think you guys did something to them.
And then you were proved wrong. So that's when you say.
Was I really proved wrong though? Just because they're not dead? I mean, who knows if it's really even them? They could actually be dead.
Again, how would we
Nothing
do
has been
that?
proven.
I don't know. You went to talk to them on a stolen motorcycle
That they left for me. It was an obvious trap.
that you walked right into.
Of course I did. How else are we supposed to get information? Did you guys completely forget what Ben had said?
But you didn't give it any information because you're not telling us anything at all.
I'm kind of dealing with shit right now, okay?
I feel like we kind of all are. And he like points to the
Not
giant
really,
squeaky
because
door.
George's fucking father killed my dad.
And mine too. So when my mom
And
got
you
kidnapped,
saw him do that?
yeah. And when my mom got
Right in
kidnapped
front of
last
you.
year, you were like, "It's not all about you, Mitch." So it's not all about you. Your friends are back. Your dad's dead. My dad's dead. Butts' dad's dead. Why don't you chill the hell out?
Fuck you, Mitch.
Fuck
And he
you.
walks out.
I was going to say, at this point, Ben goes over and stands beside Shannon towards the very end of all of this. Like, just puts his shoulders facing the rest of you for other than, just support. And as soon as Shannon would walk out, Ben would say, the Sarge always says that teams, they get together in a huddle, not a firing squad.
Yeah, well,
Nobody likes it when mom and dad fight. Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't know. That's not really the point.
Yeah, Mitch is not very fatherly.
No. I was making a point. The whole family is hurt when two people don't get along. I want you guys to shake on it.
Shake on what?
You being an asshole and her thinking we killed her friends.
I don't.
You,
There's nothing. There's nothing to shake on. This is the same speech she gave last year when I was being a whatever that my mom and my house got stolen, and then we put our shit aside and then we fought robots. So
can we just can bygones be gone?
what?
You know the words. I just want us to be friends again, okay?
Yeah, I never said we were friends. I just want to solve this shit.
What's the deal with Dutch and me, Shannon? We deserve to know if it has something to do with what we're dealing with. As at this point, I don't think any of us actually know what the hell.
No, you guys have no idea
Yeah.
about
So-
any of it.
Yeah.
I think I'm just trying to get filled in. on this
And
situation.
Shannon, would you have walked completely out, or did you just walk away from the group? Are you staying inside, or did you go outside?
She probably went outside, I think, because she's pretty pissed off between the 30 minutes ago with Butts and then this. She's like, teen hormones, man.
Ben would go.
Girls, am I right?
Ben, I could go talk to her.
No, give her a minute, man.
No, wait. I don't want to be insensitive, but if she lost her dad, Ben, you lost your mom, so maybe, your dad's still out there.
He got torn in half by Butts'
but
dad.
He's a predator.
He
I thought he
was.
showed back up. Did
No,
you
he
say something?
didn't.
Oh,
Yeah, but you're
all of our dads have done not so nice things. Okay.
I don't
you
even know
tried
your
talking
dad.
to her, okay? And you didn't get anywhere.
Neither.
Jesus Christ, Rob. Holy shit. I'm gonna bring the room down.
I'm a vibe killer.
Look, we need to know what happened with Dutch and Nee, because I heard some stuff and it's not good.
What did you hear? Yeah.
They
We
walked
need
through
to
the.
stick together.
That's what I was trying to say, so we could see all the pieces, and then. And he motions back to the board again.
No, but you're again looking at it like we need to stick with you. We need to stick together. And that means
Okay.
on Shannon's terms too.
Well, I don't even know what they are.
Me
She
either.
just crossed her arms and
We have to
bitched a
stop
lot.
attacking her.
That's
We have-
why, Ben, you're the guy.
All right.
Stupid guns.
He would go over to the whiteboard area though, and I'm assuming that at some point, like potential casualties or whatever, with Dutch
Yeah.
and Knee, you said that you had casualties down
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Dutch and Knee being, well, he would go over and he would erase the casualties and put a question mark after Dutch and Knee, and then he would go down to Mitch's dad. It's Patrick John Mitchell, right?
Yeah.
And he'd put a question mark beside him too. I mean, if they're alive, and then he'd walk out.
I mean, I guess.
And I've never seen you let somebody right under a board.
What am I gonna do? Fight Ben? It's Ben.
And you hear from just outside the door, I'm a bad son of a bitch too.
Tell him the Sarge.
Please don't.
All right.
Shannon, when you get outside,
Mhm.
Mitch has created that whole kind of garage area that's the
Yeah.
adjacent one that has like the drop down that you can drive your stuff up in.
Yeah.
That's open. And whenever you walk out, before you can become aware of what's going on, a almost full lit cigarette would be handed over to you from the shadows. And Veronica Kirkshaw would be there.
Thanks. And she takes a drag.
She's just staring out at the rain.
Shannon is too. I think they're probably dealing with their problems the same way.
So as you're like passing this cigarette back and forth, we'll say about 60, 90 seconds pass. And then as you pass it back, a shaking hand intercepts it as Ben McKenzie takes the cigarette and puts it between his lips and and passes it up to Veronica. What's going on?
Ben? Do you smoke?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, cool.
I'm sorry that it seemed like everybody was ganging up on you in there. I didn't move over quick enough.
It's okay. They're all dicks.
Yeah. They mean well.
Do they, though?
I
All
think
I care
so.
about are the robots.
I don't think so.
They want to know what happened with Dutch and Knee. But I
don't.
bring up my father, and they don't give a shit about that.
What happened with your dad?
Well, I think he's dead, but I hope he's not. George's dad, or whatever he is, had him. He used that saber thing that we found when we were in the facility. And we still don't know what happened after we left. I don't even know how he got my dad.
I'm sorry.
Me too.
Is there anything we can do?
I have a
We're all-
key.
That's good. That's good. What's it to?
I think it was the chat and chew, but it says storage on it, which I didn't even know there was a storage. And she like pulls the key out of her pocket and hands it over.
Ben looks at it and doesn't really And Veronica would glance over for the first time, really kind of actually breaking her gaze. It's kind of mid-distance out into the rain. They have storage sheds behind.
They do?
When my parents split up, they moved some stuff into one of them.
Well, I want to go there. I want to see what's in here. This is the only thing that I found in my dad's office.
Ben would say, we can all go. We can, they might be dicks, but they're helpful. He says with a question mark.
I don't know if I would call it helpful. They haven't been helpful in a while.
Then maybe give them a test. See if they can be the people I say they are.
Yeah. Maybe. Okay, well, I guess I'll put my differences aside for a minute, but only for a minute. This doesn't mean I'm good with them.
I'll still stand with you no matter what.
Thanks, Ben. You're not a dick.
But I'm growing, he says for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
What?
Definitely
okay.
Taller.
Okay. And he turns and walks back inside. And Veronica looks back down at you and just pulls one full pack of cigarettes. We are going to say they're Parliaments.
Okay.
And hands them over to you, just, with the hard ass filter and everything here.
Mm-hmm. Thanks. I'm going to need it. And she walks in after Ben.
Yeah, as soon as Ben would get in there, he would play it real cool until he gets to like that ramp with the ladder that takes you into the main part, and he would rush in like the principal in Ferris Bueller. He just, as soon as he gets out of Shannon's eyesight, and he runs up to George and Rob and Mitch and Jerry and says, "Listen, we got to be really cool here. You guys got to be really good. You can't be dicks, okay? You got to use the test." And then he's quiet as soon as she walks in. You probably catch Test.
Okay. Well, long story short, when you guys were all doing the concert thing, I saw 3 bikes behind Stonehenge, and one of them had a note to say "Ride North." At that point, obviously, I knew it was a trap. Duh. But I feel like the only way we're going to get answers is for one of us to just do it. And they obviously wanted me for some reason. Well, Dutch and Nee kind of came up on me, and they said if I won the race, they would answer all of my questions, which is exactly what happened, except for their answers sucked. And then, well, the whole tube weird thing, and my dad and George's dad. And she kind of tries to summarize. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but the TLDR would be that they believe that they're the good guys. That the Decepticons, as we call them, aren't actually with the loop, and that they want to bring about the end of the world. And that she replays the whole part about the explosion and all that stuff, like from the Vision kind of deal. And that's it. Also, Chris is apparently on our side, which makes sense since we saw him afterward. But I don't know how it all plays together, to be honest. I don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions, and my time with them got cut short.
We can help with answering those questions, can't we, guys? Ben looks at everybody.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't your dad.
It was my dad.
No, like, do you remember the voicemail? The call we got? It said
Yeah,
individuals can travel between realities. And then it talked about your dad and my dad. In this reality, my dad's dead. So maybe the dad you saw was a different reality, and your dad in this reality is fine.
regardless, whether he's okay or not, the only clue I have is this. And she shows the key. I went into his office.
Did you find
And that's where I
anything?
was going before I heard Rob. And that's where we're going now.
Yeah. Did Dutch and Nee say anything else? Like who they work for?
They didn't give any names except for George's father.
Think they work for him?
I think it's all connected. And I don't think that George's dad works for the Loop.
Well, because the guy at the concert said, "Do you think the Autobots are the only ones who have humans working for them? So we're not alone."
Yeah. Well, then there's like last year we had the like, and he points down. It said the Loop is the one that destroys the world.
Because the Autobots and the Decepticons fight or something. I don't know. But I do know that the Decepticons want it to end. And they're not together. Those are distinctions. So it's the Loop, the Decepticons, and the Autobots. Those are the three players, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe more. I don't know.
Before we go, what's your stance on Dutch and Nee?
Well, they're hiding something. Honestly, Dutch is far gone. He's always been super stubborn and poor moral choices. But Nee, I think that we could use him.
Okay, so I heard them talking before they found you. They came through the parking lot, and I hid behind the rabbit. They said something about Chris being gone, but like I think like gone. They said that he went crazy a long time ago, before he joined the Four Wheelers, and I don't know if that's us because we have bicycles, so I'm not sure what that means. But then he said that the boss was gonna deal with him. I think him is Chris, but I don't know who the boss is, and I don't know where Chris was. He just kind of appeared, and then they said that they need to focus on you. So I think
Because they
trying...
want me, because they think I'm stronger than Chris is. I don't know why, though. I
Right.
don't know what they actually want me to do.
But what does that mean? Like, are they going to try to take you, or are they trying to, like...
I think they're trying to put me on their side.
Yeah, well then...
They really think that they're the good guys. Like, I'm not saying that for them to just, like, they throw it around. They really thought it. Whatever brainwashing or... I don't know.
Yeah, I get it, but, like, you can't just keep walking into traps like that if they're trying to get you. We have to, like, work as a team.
Doesn't feel like a team.
Blew up
It hasn't for a long time.
I blew up Veronica's car trying to save you from the bad guys.
I didn't need any saving. I knew that I was going into a trap. Actually knowing that and being able to have some kind of a semblance of control gave me something. Sure, the ending didn't work out great, okay? But at least we have more information than we did before.
I guess.
I'm gonna mediate again because I'm apparently really good at this. But like,
That's the actual dad.
Shannon is right, because until she's given us a reason to distrust her, why would we, right? You know, she's on the level. But then Mitch is right too. Like, we're probably screwed without you, so be careful, all right?
What if I mean, there was a lot of things going through my head when we were racing, and part of it was I wanted to stop them, and then I thought, well, I give up an opportunity to learn more, so I didn't. I could have left at any point in time. I at an advantage. But what would that have gotten me? Nothing.
This is why I gave everyone the walkie-talkies.
I didn't have my bag with me. I had left it in Veronica's car, which, by the way, is now gone.
Shit. Well,
Rob's making a face. Why is Rob making a face?
I don't have mine either.
where did yours go?
Well,
Oh, was that that thing you were talking about with the voice?
yeah, it's at the paperback exchange, but it's pretty much a lost cause.
We probably don't want to go back there because I definitely didn't smash in the front window.
But we should at some point, because Miss Maggie is probably in trouble, and in terms of adults who kind of have our backs, she's one of the top ones.
Well, there was a sign on the front door that said it was closed and something about a farm.
She doesn't go on vacation like that. She would tell
A
me.
farm? Does she talk about a farm with you before?
Not any time recently. No.
Yeah, and I was just working there yesterday, and they didn't say anything about closing up the store. And they just hired us. Why would they hire
There-
us?
There was a guy there who I mean that's how this happened. Yeah.
Gary.
He jacked the frequency of the talkie, and
What?
yeah, I was trying to call you, but he came over the talkie, and he chased me down the back halls of the exchange, and then poked out, and I almost got the drop on him, and I went to hit him right in the face, and he oh man, it like right past his face, and he must have been like Bruce Lee, and he because he caught he broke my pinky. That's how that happened. And then when I was yelling at him to try to intimidate him, that's when Shannon showed up.
Okay. Jerry, do you have your walkie-talkie?
Yeah, it's right here.
Does it work, Jerry?
Yeah.
Does it? Okay.
Mitch is a dumbass. Over.
Rich is a
And from there
dumbass.
you hear mine. Rich is a dumbass. Over.
Okay,
popping up in my
so we
pocket.
have at least 3. So we just stay in groups. Or borrow someone's until I figure out how to steal one.
Well, I think we go check out Shannon's lead.
Yeah, but like...
Because team building exercise. George, tell him about team building exercises.
Oh, I just so don't care.
Oh, I know a few.
What?
I know a few.
I don't like...
Let's all
Can we
talk
just-
about our deepest desire. And write it all on this
Shannon,
index.
Okay,
you
nope,
mind, you mind
nope,
if I
nope.
ride on the back of your bike? Let's just go to the as quickly as possible to the thing.
Sure.
Whatever makes this
You
stop.
can.
I'm coming
I'm
this
Ultra
time.
Magnus, okay? We're going to do as I say. And we're going to do this team building, and I want to know
Shut
your
the
desires.
fuck up. We're not doing anything you're saying. What?
Wow, okay. I guess we don't want to be a team. All right.
So
Who died and made you the leader? This is my lead. I'm leading this mission, so shut up and let's go.
If anything,
Roll
it's
lead
rough.
for me,
room.
Shannon.
yeah.
Can I use my jacket as my iconic?
Yeah, absolutely, sure.
It says lead on it.
It does.
In studded
2 successes.
above a unicorn.
Okay, so you have 4 dice that you can assign to anybody but yourself.
Okay.
So as the leader, you are able to give these extra dice anytime somebody else is rolling.
Okay. Do I just hold on to them or do I assign them now?
You can hold on to them. So
Okay.
whatever.
I'll hold on
yeah.
to them for now. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. How else are you guys getting there? Isn't it still raining outside?
It's also nighttime here in, October 11th, 1988. Sun goes down around 5:30. We're looking at about 6:15 now. Everything's
Okay.
said and done.
Well, biking there is probably not an option.
We don't have a rabbit, so...
Hmm.
We have a
Yeah.
partially finished van that's not done yet.
Is it here or is it at your house?
At Shannon's.
Oh, okay. I mean, does it drive, Greg?
Let's roll.
Oh no.
Since we had 2 of the players that were working on this. So
Me
let's
and
do a little
Shannon.
bit of let's do a little extended trouble with this. I'm gonna say that the only way this thing at this point, since we haven't really actively worked on it this season, let's say that you're gonna have to have a total of 8 successes for this thing. It's almost impossible between the 2 of you.
Yeah.
8 successes, and it will barely run if you get 8 successes. So what I want each of you to roll would be a tinker.
Oh yeah, we're so screwed.
I'm gonna use my wrench, my iconic item.
Okay. Good luck.
3 successes.
Yeah, even if I don't think I even have enough dice for this.
Listen, it's a cumulative. It's you know, we're almost halfway there.
So not there.
Just
0
like the song
successes.
says, we're almost halfway there.
But yeah, it's 3 successes out of the 8 for the total of the rest of the game.
Every time Mitch tightened a bolt, Shannon loosened it.
Yeah. It's like righty tighty, lefty tighty. What's the saying?
They meet in the
It's
middle.
nothing like a motorcycle. What?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So no, you don't have a van
No.
yet.
Okay.
No,
cool.
okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, yeah. So we have no car, and I can only fit 1 person on my bike.
We have lights and flashlights, guys. I mean,
Yeah, you
Right.
can ride your bikes. It's just you're in the rain.
Yeah.
Mine's at the paperback exchange, so I hope one of you has like pegs or something.
well, you could ride
Maybe
on the back.
Rob should ride with me then.
Ben, are you coming?
I'm not missing this one. Yeah.
Okay, Ben, you stick with Jerry, and let me see
Okay.
your walkie, please.
I've always taken really good care. Okay.
All right,
And
fine.
he
No,
pulls-
you're right. You're right. Ben, you keep yours. Jerry, you're not to be trusted with electronics. You give me your walkie.
Well, no, here. And then Ben gives you, and you realize that he has painted his yellow and it looks like Bumblebee. And it's in really good fucking shape.
He like holds it out and then like looks between Shannon and Rob, and then hands it to Shannon because Rob threw his away.
It was an impulse reaction.
Shannon is broken. Shannon's is broken because of Mitch. You threw yours in the trash because you're a jerk.
It's not it's not in the trash. It's on the ground.
Okay. All right, let's go because we're losing time basically. Yeah.
Rob say roll out. Rob say roll out. Rob say roll out.
Can Shannon hear him say this?
I nudge Rob.
Roll out, let's go.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh wait.
Oh man.
Oh, the
Greg.
vibration.
Now I'm just going back to that moment that
Greg.
No. Rob learned his lesson. He's holding on to the.
Greg, we're at 2. 2 bars.
Double Michigan.
I gotcha. Yeah. Double
Yeah.
Michigan. Double
Yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Double Michigan whiskey. Michigan.
Yeah, they
Okay.
keep adding more.
Okay, so
Oh, yep.
Mitch, you're riding your bike.
Mhm.
Jerry, you're riding your bike. George is riding his bike because he wrote it
Yep.
down here. Rob, you don't have a bike. Are you riding with Shannon or are you riding with Ben, who does have pegs? And he now has, because the Sarge gave him one, a flag that comes off the back, and it is a little pennant flag and it has a bumblebee on it.
Oh man, you're making that route sound so much sweeter. Yeah, I think out of fear of being that close to Shannon again, he's gonna ride with Ben.
Right,
Just
less
out- just out of-
vibration.
just out of pure shame, he's just gonna like, you know what? If I remove myself from the situation, there's not a chance that it's gonna happen again. So
Very good. So, everybody, we have ourselves a little travel montage here. So, if you would go to our playlist, now's a good time for some Eurythmics. Sweet Dreams are made of this. Go ahead and hit that song. And as the first beats of synth, all of the bikes roll out of Teletran 2. Jerry, Mitch, George, Shannon on her motorcycle, and of course, Ben pedaling hard with Rob on the pegs as they cruise down into the heart of Garrett. take a sharp right, and for the first time in any season, are heading towards the chat in Chew. As you're drifting through, all the street lights have come on. Gone are the gas lights that dominated this scene up until probably the early 60s. The gas lights used to kind of flicker and create like an ambient organic shadow, but now we have the solid beams of these fluorescents that provide static night, or the destruction of night, as these lance out. You can hear the rubber hitting the wet black top of the road as it makes that almost like basketball playing squeak as you're pedaling down the street. And up ahead is the Chat and Chew. Now, all of you would know, being denizens of Garrett County and Garrett, Maryland, that the Chat and Chew is actually a truck stop, a grav truck stop. And it was converted from whatever diner or restaurant it had been back in the 50s to this grav truck station. It has a storage facility. So if you're looking at it, imagine you have the restaurant, directly behind it, a row of sheds that make up the storage sheds that are fenced off. And then beyond that, almost with a boardwalk and a deck, leads down to a large tributary of the local Yakagani River. And the grav trucks float on top of the river, not needing a parking lot or anything like that. They take advantage of the space that they can have. They tether themselves up and descend by these docks and these boardwalks and walk up to the storage sheds and the restaurant, and then down and to points unknown, carrying goods and services to the heartland. But as you come forward, you see this rather large footprint. And as soon as you get close, Rob, your eyesight begins to blip. And you hear multiple reports in your ear. Decepticon, 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 Decepticon. You see about 36 pings of what would be these camouflage Decepticons, these people that look like us, these full Halcyons. All of them seem to be either going to the grav trucks, eating in the diner, or walking to or from both of those points. You all get about 3 blocks away. Rob, what do you do?
He's going to kind of bend over to Ben's ear and say, we got bogeys ahead at the diner. Because we're on our bikes, we're spread out. I know Shannon's not going to hear us on a motorcycle.
Ben reaches for his walkie-talkie, which he has in a sling, and then he doesn't see it, and he just whistles instead to get everybody's attention.
Can I even hear that over the motorcycle?
I don't know. Let's roll and investigate.
Rob's gonna, if you're near us, he's gonna try to flag you down.
1 success.
You hear him, yeah.
She slows down. What? What's going on?
Is everybody
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I think we're all on bicycles, right? So we kind of pull up at the same time.
We've got at least 2 dozen bogeys at the place of arrival.
What are you doing with your hands?
Where?
Yeah.
These are the military signs.
Can you see them?
I like kind of like when I had my visor, I can tell who's a Decepticon. So I'm getting a lot of heat from over there.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Do you have superpowers too? And you're just bringing it up now?
Well, I haven't really found a good way to,
I can see robots with my eyes? Would have been a great way to say it.
But it's so much cooler now that it's actually come in handy.
Shannon's just going to go over to Rob and hug him.
Okay.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, you're welcome. we should probably proceed with caution.
Yep.
Okay, but how? You said how many of them?
Let's see.
Shannon is pacing by her mic.
How many?
Yeah.
How many are there? Because I'm gonna.
You see, right? You count, and they kind of look absolutely normal to your sight, except there's a faint red halo around the ones that you've come to recognize as the enemy. You see that there are 34 of those. You also see that there are approximately 8 people that are kind of walking and talking to them that do not have that red outline. And anytime you make direct kind of target to one of them, you don't get the Decepticon rating. So if you are making a guess, you've got 34 bogeys in there and at least 8 people that you can see that are probably not Decepticons. As you all are looking, though, you hear Ben say, "Hey, that's a Sarge's truck. He eats her every night."
I don't. I'm not. I'm completely comfortable. So I don't with the ability. So I can't tell if Sarge has a pretty distinct outline or not.
Rob, why don't you use your military training communication hand skills and send him a message?
Hey, I mean, he's got to be looking over here. How would you suggest getting his attention?
Flash your flashlight, turn it on and off real quick.
Wouldn't that get everybody's attention?
How many are inside?
Oh,
yeah, and of those 34,
34.
Yeah, well, there are some that are walking down towards the mag trucks, which pass by the storage sheds. There are some that are walking and in the restaurant. Some walking from the mag trucks to. It's a lot of traffic for this little truck stop. But you can see people mixed in with the Decepticons at every leg of this little kind of area, down by the trucks, up the boardwalk towards the restaurant, in the restaurant itself, outside the restaurant having a smoke. You see them everywhere. You don't see Sarge like in the window or anything like that, so you can't really determine where he is. But what I'm going to tell you all right now mechanically is this. We've had some things come in. And so what I'm going to let you know, to get from where you currently are, which is about 100 yards away from the Chat and Chew, to get into the storage shed area, and to do so in any way that you would like to, rush in, go undetected, whatever plan you come up with, whatever you ultimately end up rolling, you are all going to need to have 10 successes to get from here to that shed. And you're going to need to tell me how you do it. This is extended trouble. If you fail this, you will all get a condition. This will be Rob's third.
Okay. I think I have an idea.
My mission. Shh. My key, my mission. Or would you like to make a suggestion? This is the test that Ben was trying to give Shannon. She has no idea what to do, so she's just being super controlling.
She's open to suggestions, but she wants to make sure that you know that she's open to them.
Mitch just got very confused.
All Ben's doing is Ben's nodding at anybody that says anything.
I guess I'd like to make a suggestion.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Rob, you and Ben go inside. You're the best at distractions, and we can also check on Sarge. And also, like, Ben and Sarge know each other, and so, like, that could be its own distraction. And then, like, Jerry, you're on the football team, and but you've been punching the crap out of robots, so, like, could you be blockers? And then, like, we go to the thing and then get there as quick as possible while they block, while they distract, and then we get in and get out, and we all leave as quick as possible.
I'm not letting Ben go in there by himself.
He can't fight, and he like points to Rob. He's gonna go with Rob.
I don't think that putting Rob or Ben for bait is a good idea.
Yeah, not unless we're going to be there. They could just.
I really don't think that's a good idea.
Telling me I'm not good bait?
I mean, he couldn't escape The paperback
Um,
exchange.
Yeah, Ben puts his hand on your forearm. You're hurt, buddy.
Exactly. We won't seem like such a big deal.
Why don't we just try to get to the sheds without being noticed?
That's a pretty good plan.
I feel like I've seen Jerry try to sneak, and
Jerry doesn't sneak then.
then
He
there's
just
a
is
reason
on
he's
standby
the
and
football
he
team.
starts charging.
I could.
Well, if we just pretend like we know what we're doing, it worked for me getting into the show.
Yeah, and we just have a backup plan if things go to shit. Then we fall back, right?
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Where do we fall back to?
I mean, how fast can you start your bike?
It only seats one other person.
No. Like, we can just push ours. They don't make any noise. If you push yours, how fast can you start it? We can just bring our bikes
Super
with us
fast.
quietly.
Yeah,
And
super
then if
fast.
we get caught, we jump on our bikes and get the hell out of here as quick as possible.
I mean,
Well,
I can roll it with us, but I don't think that'll help us quietly get over there. So maybe we should like stash them over there and proceed with
Yeah.
quiet caution.
I
And
guess
if
so.
we have to bail, stick to our groups and meet back at Teletran.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, before we do this, what if something's really bad inside there?
Inside the what?
The storage
Oh,
unit.
just assume it is.
But it was my dad's storage unit.
Yeah, but it's currently guarded by 34?
Maybe they don't know
34.
which one it is, and we're leading them right to it.
I mean,
Oh boy.
yeah.
Can we just like nope, I don't know. Okay, let's just do this because let's go.
Ben would say, do we have some type of code word for when shit gets really, really bad, like Michigan or something?
Double Michigan.
Michigan sounds good. Nobody ever talks about Michigan, so that's perfect.
Okay.
Wow.
What?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Michigan.
Yeah.
So whenever we hear Michigan, we know things are going to get really, really bad.
Yeah, let's just make that a rule from here on out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Like
It's a good
Pinky
code
swears.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go first since I have the key. Does the key have an actual number to the unit on the back or no?
It does not have a number.
Okay.
However,
I thought so.
you have made your plan. Now, what I would like you to do is tell me exactly how you are going to sneak in. And then, of course, each of you roll the corresponding die, which in this, if they are all sneaking, it's going to be sneak.
Yeah. I think that since Shannon's kind of leading the effort, I'm going to be starting to give up my my leadership die. So I will go first. Whoever's behind her will get a die, and then subsequently the person at the very end, and maybe one more person in the middle.
I have like a decent amount in sleep, so
I don't.
I will also ask
I'll,
this.
I'll go last. I guess.
Somebody is going to have to roll a separate sneak roll for Ben. This does not count towards your total, but this counts to see how well Ben does. And I am
roll
not
it.
going. Okay.
Because he helped Shannon, so I think that's appropriate.
I mean,
Very
I
good.
could roll for Ben. You know, it'd be great.
No.
No.
We're not trying to kill Ben.
No.
We're just trying to have him go.
Alrighty. So, in the order in which you're going down,
Yep.
when you make your roll, narrate for me. And if you, Shannon, if you want to say who's next and who gets the die, kind of like handing off initiative, you can do so.
Okay.
And you're leaving the
Maybe-
bikes and the motorcycle back here, right? You're,
Yeah. I would say, I think actually Ben is probably directly behind Shannon because he's been kind of the buffer for her and the rest of the group. So it's going to be Shannon, Ben, Jerry, I'm guessing because Jerry's protecting Ben. Would that be a fair?
Seems
Okay.
reasonable.
And then Mitch. And I'm trying to think if Rob's gonna try to be like the badass because he's trying to like say that he's okay, and if he's gonna be like kind of at the back with George in front of him. I think let's do that. Let's do that.
Rob's the caboose.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so for no reason whatsoever, I have Shannon, Ben, Jerry, Mitch, George, and Rob.
Yes.
No reason
Let's
at all.
do
This
this.
seems like totally fine.
Uh-huh.
So as you would see, Shannon kind of slip into the Garrett gloom, begins to proceed down, and just like a game of flashlight without the flashlight, Ben creeps down behind. Why don't you make 2 sneak rolls for me? The first for Shannon,
Mhm.
and then the second one using Shannon's stats for Ben, but the second roll does not count towards his successes.
1 for Shannon. None for Ben.
Okay.
Okay.
And so as Ben disappears, Jerry, you can barely see him. I mean, it's not pitch black out, but that the rain's not helping anything as far as being able to see well. And so with this gloom being by the water, there's a bit of a maritime effect going on here. You got a lot of low kind of fog. And as you just about lose sight of Ben, you go into roll me a sneak, Jerry.
Got 1 success.
The next one of my rolls, dice rather, will go for to Mitch and George. So
Okay.
two of the 4.
0 successes.
Even including mine?
Uh-huh.
Thanks. Okay.
Okay.
There's so many dice rolled.
1 success for George. Thank you for the extra
And
dice.
Rob.
Oh, balls.
Okay, so I'm going to ask this as we have cycled through everything, and you can see how everybody would stand to make it fair to everyone in this, which is a group effort as we are doing extended trouble. I will allow anyone to push this. Ben obviously can't. Ben's rolls are done. But if anyone wants to push, they may do so. And discount, if you had a 1, you may re-roll any of your dice except the 1 success that you rolled. You get to keep that. Then you can roll the remainders to see if you can get another one. If you get 0, you will get the condition scared.
It's on you. I'm already scared.
Right, Rob, this would be your 3rd condition if you were to get it.
Yeah.
How many more successes do we need?
I pushed and got 1 more.
Okay, so you all at this right now, you need 6 additional successes.
All right, I will push.
Yeah, Shannon will push too.
Oh no, I'm not good at the rolls here.
So do I take 1 die away from the total rolls?
Yeah,
Or
that's the
from like
easiest
the
way to do
total
it. Yeah.
pool? Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I'm sorry. Push and then you gain a status, or if you have luck, spend luck. Right? Is that how? It works?
Right. If you want to do
Yeah.
luck, you can absolutely do
Okay.
luck. Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna spend my luck, and 1 success.
Fuck. Nope. 0.
Okay. And so I would like Shannon take the status effect scared.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're leading this, you realize that every footfall sounds medieval. You get that large dunk, dunk. You get a couple people that actually glance in your direction. No one seems to kind of get up and look around. As you're proceeding, you're able to pass by the chat and shoe kind of on its blind side. And looking in, you can hear Ben go, "There's the Sarge." And you see an older man with a military kind of, fade haircut, gray hair, old 70s, sitting in there eating in one of the booths inside the Chat and Chew, which is your typical like truck stop dinery type area. But you're able to slip past and everyone's able to go in, and you find yourself behind on the other side of the fence from the storage facility. And you can see that it's dimly lit. It seems that this is an area that is more frequented in the daytime or, better weather, obviously. And they are exactly what they appear to be. They're sheds that are usually used for residential use that have been kind of separated and just placed around in this area inside the fence for people to put their belongings whenever they need additional space. There are 7 in total.
Do they all look like identical, Greg?
No, some of them are smaller. Some of them are bigger to the point where they're almost twice the size of the smaller ones. It's almost as if this were something that were purchased. The owner of the Chat and Chew purchased a shed and then thought, well, hell, I'll make some money off of this, and purchased 2 more, and then went and purchased 2 more 3 years later. So none of them are the same. It's not uniform. This is the 80s where everything was, different and not machined. So
Can I see the locks of each of them from where we are?
you can see the locks of a few of them, maybe 2, but they're facing in different directions. It's not like one line. It's almost like an L with like a little T at the end of it. And you can see that they're padlocks. The majority are padlocks.
Okay. Based on the size of the key and the ones that I do see, do any seem like viable candidates?
Roll me and investigate as you sit on this side of the fence. And Jerry, as you would have gone by too, you know who the Sarge is. You would have seen the Sarge eating in the diner.
0.
I mean, yes to all, no to all. It would be something you'd have to get closer to really take a look at.
Yeah.
You showed us the key, right?
Yeah. Everybody's seen it.
I don't want to push this, Greg, but is there a way I can roll investigate as well, just to see if I can make that same assumption? If this is a master lock versus a, I don't know, other lock.
Here's what I always do.
Yeah.
If somebody else wants to do something like this, I say you can always roll again, but you can't roll what Shannon rolled. So where she investigated, if there was some way that you could, I would take a tinker here. If you could try to match up the key and be like, that's a master. I know that,
Okay. Yeah. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'm fairly skilled in tinkering. And yeah, I think that would be in his wheelhouse. Fucking 10 dice and a 0.
So again, this isn't, that Shannon and Mitch just can't get it or can't figure it out. There's a lot of factors at play here. And narratively, it's dark, as we've talked about. It's rainy. You don't really have a great eye on these padlocks either. Getting close obviously will help the situation out quite a bit, but you're still 20 feet away on the other side of a chain link fence.
Yeah.
I
guess we're going to just, yeah, I know. Which of us saw Sarge? Or was that all of us?
Ben said that he saw Sarge to Shannon, and Jerry, who was coming right behind, also saw Sarge because he knows Sarge.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we should just keep going, I guess.
Is this an over the fence kind of situation?
I was just going to say, what would you like to do, over or under? You do have a Jerry.
I was going to go up and see if I could, crunch it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because apparently I've, I'm trying to test my abilities.
Yeah.
So roll me a force, George. Yeah.
Force. 2 successes.
What do you do? Are you trying to, that's chain link. So are you trying to, how are you trying to manipulate the chain link?
Initially it was kind of to test it to see if it's loose. So it'd be a little bit of a shake, but not like I'm shaking it, making a lot of noise. But it would be a kind of as soon as his hand kind of squeezes it and it forms to his hand, he then takes his other one and just kind of rips it like it's the Hulk's shirt.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and so what we'll say is, as you kind of grab it to do your shake, it's almost like you do the Hulk's shirt instead. You push and pull at the same time, and 2 of the links just ping ping as you pulled across. But it wasn't that easy. As you did it, there was some force, and you almost stopped, but the things pinked before you did. So you were able to kind of get that, but you think that doing the whole fence like that might be time consuming and difficult.
And loud.
Yeah.
I could boost you guys over instead. I don't trust that.
Okay.
Can I see does it look like anybody is coming this way? Can I use my vision like wall hacks? That thing?
Roll me and investigate, yeah.
2 successes.
Yeah, you identified that there's a lot of traffic in this area. You can't really see anybody that's eating in the restaurant anymore. You kind of you're behind the building now, but you can still see on the far side, the other side of the fence, that path, that boardwalk where people were still walking back and forth. And in this kind of haze and this fog, you can see the red outline go by of somebody, a red outline go up to the. So there definitely there's movement. Nobody seems to be looking or searching for you though.
I could lift the bottom like when we were at the tower. You guys could get under it. Maybe me and Ben will guard the perimeter.
Okay.
Can I go in this time?
I don't mind not going.
Plus, you have the special eyes, so.
He's got the special finger.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right, me and Rob will watch the perimeter.
Yeah, and I'll guard them inside.
Deal.
Thanks. Roll me a force, and if anybody helps, except for Rob, obviously can't because of his finger. I'll let Rob help. Sure, yeah. You can get an extra die of force. But I'm just like,
just because you let me help doesn't mean I'm going to.
I did just say the opportunity is there for you, but I know you're hurt. So
Well, I got one success.
yeah, it takes a little bit here to get people under, but you do, but it's you're worse the wear for it. So Shannon and Mitch and Ben and George, anybody that goes under the fence, when you get up on the other side, you're wet and muddy, and it wasn't it's a tough fence, as George attested to when he tried to hulk it. But Jerry can get it up just enough that you all can get under there, but it's a tough squeeze.
Yeah. Okay. Shannon doesn't even acknowledge the fact that she's dirty at all.
George, seeing everybody else get muddy, he's like, Jerry, think you can boost me over?
Butts.
Get on your belly, Butts.
Just crawl through, Butts.
We're a team.
Just like a little boost, that's all I'm asking. Like just a little cup.
Just
We don't have time for this. Let's go.
come on.
Yeah, and you're muddy when you get up on the other side. So
I was gonna say, if you get a little stuck, Rob's gonna need help you with his foot.
and you got a muddy footprint on your ass too.
Yeah,
That's
felt buns of steel. All right, that's all I'm gonna say.
I think Mitch comes up and he has like the mud, like Schwarzenegger. He's got the... Hey, let's go.
Yes. I don't know which one it is, so just look at the key again, burn it into your brains, and try to find something that's maybe matching to this.
So here's how we're going to do this little part. Now that you're inside, we're going to have Mitch and George and Shannon roll investigate. You're eventually going to find the right one, but the more successes, the faster that you do it.
One success for Mitch.
Fuck.
I helped. I have one success.
Okay.
Nope. 0.
So with 2 successes, it takes you a bit of the 7 sheds. You hit number 5 before it slips into the padlock. The padlock itself looks almost brand new. Of all the padlocks, the 4 that you've tried before this, they are all in various states of being weathered. This one looks like it has just been put on, like pulled out of a package and clicked onto the shed.
Out of curiosity, Greg, does the key also look brand new?
The key does not look brand new.
Okay.
The lock falls away, and there is simply a lever to pull down and open up the shed door. There are no windows in the shed that you can see. Unless there's a skylight inside, it's going to be dark.
I have a lighter for that.
I think like Mitch,
but it's raining.
I think Mitch puts like a hand on the door and like looks at Shannon and is like, "Are you okay?"
I can't answer that question.
Do you
I
want
don't know.
one of us to go in first?
No. And she grabs her crowbar. I got this.
It's just a handle. And he like,
No, I know.
Oh.
This is not for the door.
I,
This is for whatever's inside if it tries to come after me.
all right. And he like starts to slowly open the door.
So as you open the door, you are greeted with darkness, which I'm assuming is immediately at least attempted to extinguish with the lighter. And we mentioned before the organic night and shadows of flickering flame. That's what greets you in the inside of this shed. As you look in, you see stacked boxes. You see Christmas decorations and holiday things. You see, you're not sure if they're yours or someone else's. You just see boxes but there's a pathway that goes back deep into the shed. It's cut, and there are prints in the kind of dust and sawdust of this floor.
Shannon very cautiously moves forward through the path, and she kind of just like tries to motion down. There's footprints.
You hear Ben, oh shit, there he is.
Ben, you go in the middle.
Okay.
And then Mitch will follow behind Ben.
Here we go.
I think George sticks with Shannon if Shannon's up front.
Rob and Jerry, roll me and investigate. And if you want to join anybody in there, you can. I mean, you don't have to stay out here if you don't want to.
Ominous Greg.
One success each.
Mm-hmm.
What happens?
Nothing
With
happens.
two,
Back to the shed.
Yeah, with 2 successes, I will let you know this. You're standing at the rear of the facility. This is where like the employees would go in. You do see a door open kind of 3/4 of the way down, and a figure is outlined, like silhouetted with the light from the rear. You can hear the sounds of the kitchen behind them. Rob, you would notice that there is a red outline around this person, and you would hear the almost sub-audible Decepticon. What do the two of you do?
We see this person, or just the ominous door open?
You see the door open and you see a silhouette. Now,
Silhouette.
because of the silhouette and the fact that you each had only 1 success, you can see the person. You recognize someone has come out. You can't tell if they're looking at you, though, because the silhouette is just that. There's no definable turn of the head or gaze or anything like that.
Rob's gonna elbow.
What?
Oh, hit me.
Wait, really?
No, please, just hit me.
Jerry will hit him.
Are you hitting him full force or?
No, but probably harder than Rob intended.
Sure. Okay, roll me a charm. This is a bit of a performance then.
That's 1 success.
It's a very good stage smack. Where do you make contact?
Probably his chest.
Yeah, so a bit more wind than you expected leaves your body, Rob. Rob, how do you sell this, or do you sell this, or you've just been punched. What's the next act of this play that you've?
He's gonna try to tackle him. Like,
okay.
Jerry's gonna punch him, and he's gonna take a couple steps back and go, I told you to stop. And he's gonna go to tackle him.
Roll me a charm with the performance aspect of this. You all are knocking it out of the park. This is junior varsity thespians on full display as the two of you are selling this fight. So do you allow yourself to be tackled to the mud, Jerry, or?
I imagine he stumbles back a couple of steps, but given the size difference, no. You didn't tell me to stop. You told me to hit you.
She's my sister, Jaren. Go with it.
Oh. Yeah, but she kisses like real good.
Roll me and investigate, the two of you.
That's a success.
Ooh, a 3.
Rob's on it.
Actual quote from Jerry. But she kisses real good.
she kiss real good. I like it.
So with She Kisses Real Good, Rob, you see the door close and the silhouette is no longer there, having returned back inside. And with that, we go into the shed as, again, the sounds of like fingertips tapping on the little kind of tarred and shingled roof of this shed make a bit of a percussion as you walk into it. And as you get into the rear, you see that as soon as you get past the first maybe 4 or 5 feet of the shed, the boxes completely stop. And there is a table with a television and a VCR, and it has power. You can see the light flicking on and off of the VCR, the time.
Is there anything else back here, or is that the only thing? Like, is there a door that goes out the back or anything like that?
One way in, one way out. The only other thing back here, it seems to be a cardboard box that is also kind of behind the VCR and pushed up against the TV.
Do the footsteps that we saw stop there, or are there more on the sides?
They're more on the side that you're currently on. You see footsteps all over this area, and then you can see where they return the way that you came.
So now that we're kind of getting illumination from the TV itself, do the tracks on the footsteps, do they all look like the same shoe?
Roll me and investigate.
Fuck my life.
Too
Shannon's
many.
off her game.
Yeah, it's just too many.
It's payback for all the other times you're rolling like.
Dude, I
4
rolled like a
successes.
champion the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just everything is just too jumbled.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, in that case, then she's just gonna go straight for the VCR and the TV.
Okay.
Greg, where does the power cable go?
Roll me a tinker, as that is Mitch's obvious question.
2 successes.
There isn't one. When you look behind, you realize the TV has no power cable. The VCR has no power cable. There's no coaxial going in. This shed is not equipped to have even a light in it, let alone.
Yeah. Mitch kind of, hey, wait.
What?
There's no power. And he like reaches in his jacket and pulls out his walkie and then opens up the antenna. Hit the button with this. It has power, but there's no cables. There's like literally no cables.
And how is that any different than the time at George's house?
I mean, how is it different than the time that the car we stole had a Transformer Decepticon in the radio headset? I'm just saying, maybe if you poke.
I'm not
this thing-
negotiating this, and she just presses the play button.
Okay. How about this little robot?
When you hit the power button and you hit play, you hear this like something tries to engage. You hear a click, 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 click. There isn't a tape in the VCR.
Damn it. What about in the box that was there?
You see that there are several VCR tapes in there.
We're gonna take this. We're not staying here.
Where are we
She
gonna
like
take it?
picks up the box. I don't know, somewhere where we're not behind enemy lines, maybe?
What if they don't work there?
Then take the TV.
On my bicycle?
We don't have time to look through what we don't even know what all these tapes are. What do you want to do?
Have you tried
Shannon-
turning it off and on again?
There's no. Put one tape in.
Shannon, when you look down at the box, you see that all of these Memorex VHS tapes are labeled Shannon, written in your dad's handwriting.
Just put one in.
Okay, can somebody watch the door at least?
Yeah, I'll cover the door.
She just grabs the first one on top and pops it into the VCR.
You see your father appear as he looks now dressed in his military uniform, his regular kind of work clothes, nothing formal. And he sits down in a chair in what appears to be a blank room. You don't recognize the room from one at your house or any that you've ever seen before that can remember having seen. He sits down and says, I was ordered to protect Patrick John Mitchell. Pat and I dove yesterday. It was amazing. Another Garrett just like ours, except they didn't have any grav trucks or robots. Looked like they were nearing war with the Soviets, and Pat and I watched from a distance. We even saw Pat's wife, though that was rough on Pat. It was amazing to see this exact mirror world. I don't know why I'm making these, but I think it's to trust myself. We dive again next week, and the tape ends.
She just like slowly turns to Mitch.
Is there a date?
And there is no date on the like VHS, like superimposed bottom left-hand corner.
She looks at one of the other tapes and sees if there's anything other than the name Shannon on there.
They're all labeled the same.
Not that I can tell.
Well, how many are there?
How many are there, Greg?
There appear to be 5.
Okay. 5.
But
5 of them.
are we good?
Yeah, we're good. I'll let you know if we're not.
Okay.
You want me to just keep going?
Yeah. I mean, it was
Okay,
only like
fine.
a minute.
Yeah, and she pops it out and puts in the next one.
This one comes to life, and your father's already in the chair. And whether you've ever seen it or not, Shannon, this is either the first time you've seen your father cry or, you know, a rarity. I lost Pat. And everything was going fine, but his tether line snapped during retrieval. I reached for him. I had him, with the damn force of it ripped him out of my hands. I had him. They refused to send me back, said there was a change of plans. They acted like Pat was expendable. Eugene and I begged them, but Dr. Holter wouldn't listen. Something's different about that man. And the tape ends.
Shannon just takes it out and like puts in immediately the next one.
This one pops up, and you can see that it says 1987 in the bottom left-hand corner, but it has no day or month. Eugene and I are going to go in and try to save Pat. The loop hasn't sanctioned this, so we are breaking every rule in the book. Shannon, if you or your mom are watching this, I love you both. And I'm so sorry I let you down. And it goes black again.
Next one.
It comes forward, and this time your father is covered in what looks like soot. You can see that his uniform is blackened in places. One area, the collar and shoulder, looks like it's been burned. The explosion that destroyed the dive building, that was us. Eugene was knocked out, but no one else was hurt. We couldn't get Pat out, but we got him a transceiver. Hopefully we can figure out how to bring him home. And then this tape cuts off in mid-sentence.
There's one more left, right? Or is that the last one?
2 more.
One more.
Actually,
Two more. Next one.
This one is in a different room, a room you recognize as your father's office in your house. Somehow they didn't find out it was us that smashed the dive building. I heard some of the kids calling it Castle Grayskull. No idea what that means. Eugene has been a bit off since his injury, but he's getting better. Still spending way too much time at the loop, though. Eugene says he was able to salvage quite a bit from the old equipment, and he has set up a new lab under this. Christ, I guess we're calling it Castle Grayskull now. We're going to get Pat back. I can't stand the thought of his little boy growing up without him. And you can see him reach up and actually turn the tape off this time.
Last one. And Shannon pops it in.
It starts off, and your father seems to be moving. It's almost like we call like a GoPro shot today, but he's walking, and you can see Garrett behind him. Roll me and investigate everybody that's watching. George can do this too if he's looked over. And
Yay, 1 success.
1 success for Mitch as well.
None.
Yeah, George, you eventually get it. But as this is taking, you can see these kind of buildings behind as he's moving with this. You realize that he is moving towards this location. You can see the Chat and Chew when he kind of turns a corner. You can see one of the big signs. And he starts it by saying, Shannon, Aaron, if you are watching this and I haven't come home for a few days, you need to leave Garrett. Go and do not stop until you hit at least Oklahoma. Better to get as far as the West Coast if you can. I'm so sorry. I tried to stop it, but there are others like me and Pat, only they came from the other places. They came here. They are bad. I think one of them did something to Eugene, and then it cuts off.
She takes the tape out, puts it back in the box. We gotta go.
The TV does not go off. And inside the static, you can see what appears to be a smile and teeth inside the gray flicker of the screen. Rob and Jerry, roll me and investigate.
Wait, why? I got 1 success.
Okay. You know what? Let's go with Sweet Dreams again, everybody. As you look up at the corner of the windows that line the diner, as one, you see 6 people touch the glass and their heads turn and look down the street and sidewalk to both Rob and Jerry. They begin to move as one, almost as if they're marching, and you see them turn and walk in the direction. The door of the back opens, and you see the silhouette again. Rob, you see red outlines coming from the grav truck area on the other side of the fence. It's a lot. What did the two of you do?
Michigan. And he's gonna go to the fence and start shaking it. Michigan.
Just as the smile comes across the television set, you hear Michigan, Michigan, as you hear the rattle of the fence. George, you're the furthest back in the shed. What do you do?
I turn around and say, Michigan, but like very stone cold.
Roll me to investigate.
3 successes.
Out of 3.
Yeah, that's a 6
Okay.
6.
So here's how we're going to do this. You're going to get yourself an extra chance to do something narrative. Are you going out to the edge of the shed and looking around? Are you trying to help Rob and Jerry? Are you trying to get people out, or are you trying to get everyone together? You tell me what you're trying to do here.
Right. So with this, it's definitely George's prerogative that his mission right now is to protect the away team. So the people right here with him. So he goes back, he grabs them, Michigan, and whatever he needs to do to get him out of there. If he has to carry the damn box, he carries the box.
Okay, so as soon as you say this and kind of look out and see what's going on and turn around, you see a man dressed in overalls come right around the shed door. You have a second to do something, and I'm going to give you 2 free successes on whatever you decide to do because of the 3 that you had. This man he doesn't look like he's built for conversation.
Is he still moving?
It's almost like he came around the side of the sheds, like as a beeline to get into the shed that you're standing in the doorway of, and then sees you and pulls back a bit, but almost like a train, he's not stopping.
Yeah, so I would say maybe as he tries to pull back, I think I instinctually like take him by the throat and like stop him dead in his tracks and pick him up maybe a couple of inches off the ground.
As he comes up the ramp, you meet him halfway with your elevated position, grab him around the throat, and his feet continue until you take his full weight. And you're not able to lift him aloft, but you're able to guide him back down the ramp. So he cracks head first as he kind of slides into the gravel around the area. I need to know right now what Jerry and Rob are doing, because you can either join the others or make a run for it. What would you like to do? Everybody play Causing a Commotion by Madonna.
They had to go down quite a way. Jerry's gonna look at Rob. We gotta lead him away and start running kind of, parallel, try and catch the attention of the people coming out of the diner.
Okay. Rob, what do you do?
Rob's gonna kind of like, if Jerry says that as he's moving, Rob's gonna kind of skip step, and tap Jerry on the back. Go. And then run montage, I guess.
Okay, yeah, we definitely don't need Madonna here.
A Scooby-Doo chase.
Go for Cry Little Sister. I need something darker. As the 2 of you start to run, I need you both to make a move roll. Failure for this move roll results in a condition.
If I push it, do I get 2 conditions?
Don't you have luck?
You also have luck.
I mean, unless I used both my lucks last time and we haven't really gone forward. So.
You have them back. Each session, yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was each session or each day.
And you've got your pride if you want to use it as well. If you want an auto success here.
I'm going to use the luck first. Let's move, right?
Yep.
Ooh, 2 successes.
There it is.
Jerry, you turn and start to move, and Rob, you start to move too. And at the last second, you grab Jerry and somehow are able to pull him back with your bad hand. With the left hand, with the left pinky snap, you feel it kind of grind against your knuckle as you pull Jerry back. And just as you do, you hear the 2 gunshots go off as 2 bullets whistle through the air and crack into a nearby streetlight and a parked car, shattering the rear window. You see that each of the people that are pouring out, many of these that are pouring out of the Chat and Chew are armed. If you run, you'll be in an open field. What did the 2 of you do? Inside, you hear gunshots go off.
So the gunshots were definitely at us, right?
Yeah.
And
we heard further gunshots inside.
No, the people inside the shed heard the shots that were taken at you.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Assume the position.
Rob's gonna crawl underneath one of the trucks they're hiding next to.
Okay. Roll me an investigate, Rob, as you drop down and start to crawl like this. It's saddled up beside the fence, this truck.
2.
As soon as you look down, you see that the fence is pulled up against this truck. leading into the storage area. You could get in through the fence if you wanted to, or you could stay under this truck. It's up to you.
He's gonna grab Jerry by the leg and start yanking him. Come on, come on. And he's gonna barrel roll underneath the fence.
Okay, so we'll stick here for just another second. Jerry, do you follow Rob?
Yeah, it looks better than the alternative.
Okay, so as you're both in there, low crawling through the mud, the water still pouring in from the rain, you get under the fence and pop up just in time to see this crash as George throws this man down. But Rob, you know that it's outlined in red. The three of you are together at the outside of this shed. I need to skip inside to Mitch and Shannon. You hear insanity going on outside, and there is a smile on the screen.
The smile, can you describe it a little bit more for me?
Roll me to investigate to see if you
Terrifying.
recognize it.
Spoopy.
1 success.
This is the same smile of the same man that you saw torturing your father. This is Eugene Butts. Also mentioned in the videos.
Yeah. She just takes her crowbar and smashes the TV.
It smashes. It doesn't remain lit. This time it does power down. Whatever magic was fueling its existence has been sundered from it. Mitch, you see her kind of bring this down, smashing in a kind of a spray of ozone and sparks. You can smell almost like a fuse that just popped.
I
Mitch,
don't
what
even
do you
think Mitch I think Mitch assumes, right? Like that's kind of he immediately takes the jacket he's wearing off, his leather jacket, and like zips it up and then ties the sleeves like in a bow and then like basically starts dumping the tapes into this like backpack that he just fashioned.
What are you doing?
We have to take this with us. This is evidence. What are you talking about?
All of this is evidence. We can't take the entire shed with
Yeah, but
us.
this is the most important part. Who gives a shit about Christmas lights?
We don't even know what's here.
Well, we don't have time. They're shooting guns. I don't know if you can. Are you bulletproof?
No.
Okay then. And he like bundles it up
stop.
and like throws it over his shoulder. We have to go.
She like grabs him. She says, "Guard this with your life and get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
I'm gonna help.
You guys hear George yell Michigan again.
Mitch is like pushing through boxes to get back out to the front to see what the hell's going on.
Shannon is lighting as many of the boxes as she can on fire right now.
Okay, yeah, it's dry cardboard inside here, so it takes you a second to get a corner of it going, but it's sturdy cardboard and it starts to smoke and then flame up pretty well. We're gonna say that you all make it, including Ben, to kind of the area right inside the shed to the ramp, and I got to fire up Cry Little Sister again just because I like that beginning. It's good for this part. So as you're not that one, come on. I hit dare. It's cool, but
Not right.
right at the top of the stairs and the ramp to the shed, George is standing there. The guy has not gotten up from where George threw him down. He seems almost frozen with his arms, kind of like he's dog paddling from his back, but he is not moving as the water kind of runs down him. You can still smell that smell of ozone and burnt fuse even out here.
Great.
You're not sure if it's a separate smell. Yeah,
You said that the mag trucks were on the river.
they are.
They
They float above it.
like the whole truck, right? Not just like the cargo bed.
Yeah, the whole truck.
Okay. I think as soon as like Mitch gets to the front and notice that there's a fire behind him, he like is still holding this thing and he like grabs Butts on the shoulder and he says, "We gotta get to the trucks," and he like points to the river. And he starts like he'll slip and slide out of the mud and he's running towards these trucks in the river.
Anybody following Mitch? Ben does.
Fuck. Yeah, George does. And says, oh, fuck.
Yeah, we can't go that way. Michigan.
So you all move and you're kind of like weaving in and out of the sheds, and you realize that there is a gate at the end on this side that's open. Apparently the person that George put down came through that way, and you're able to get down and open up the gate, and you can see the mag trucks in front of you, the grav trucks. And as you're moving towards them, I need everyone to roll a move roll Failure results in a condition.
One for myself.
3.
Wow.
One for whoo, everyone succeeds.
So as you're moving, Frags, bank 2 of those successes, just like we had with George earlier. You can see if you need them for something else in the very near future, but all of you stop when you see a bank of about 10 men open fire with rifles, and it's zipping through the area where you would have run and would have emerged from the edge of the fence. And without the need for an investigate roll, you hear what sounds like a machine gun, and you see these 10 guys just get riddled and fall to the ground. And 70-year-old Sarge runs around the corner, and he has what looks like a grease gun fed with a long, very long clip in it. And he is bleeding profusely from 2 wounds in his chest. And he turns and he looks specifically at Ben and specifically at Jerry. And he says, "Go. Tell her not to drive." And he falls to the ground. I need you all to roll a force roll.
No successes for Mitch.
One success for Rob.
2 for George.
None for Shannon.
George, you
One
see,
for Jerry.
we're going to give Frags, we're going to use your 2 earlier successes and combine them with this one to give you a 3 here too. Shannon, Mitch, and Ben fall to the ground. You see them just, their bodies get racked. There's no explosion. There's no gunshot sound. You just see them fall. And as they're falling, you see when they hit the ground, they become part of the fog that's coming from the river. You see their bodies just hit and disperse like somebody has dumped water onto the ground. Jerry, as you fight and see what's going on, before you can say anything, before you can even begin to think what's happened, you fall backwards and you see Rob and George see Jerry's eyes roll up in the back of his head. And as he falls, he has that look of dog paddling, and he hits the ground and splashes like water. George, you and Rob are the only 2 that remain. You're looking at one another. You have a moment as these Decepticons are falling down on you. The body of Sarge is smoking in the cool air of Garrett, Maryland. The 2 of you have something to say to one another. Do you say anything or do you do anything? You have just a second.
How far away are we from Sarge?
About 20 feet from
20
Sarge, about
feet.
5 feet from each other.
Are the tapes on the ground, or did that poof too?
Everything poofed. Anything that you were holding poofed.
And it's just Rob and I, right?
Just you and Rob.
Rob, we gotta
Prime
go.
and Ultra Magnus. You can feel yourselves. You can feel the lightheadedness. You can feel the attack, like you're getting ready to faint. And you can still see that Rob's up. Rob, you can still see that George is up. You don't trust yourselves, though, much like Jerry, who just had his eyes roll back into his head. You think it's coming, but you have a moment to say something to the last of your friends that are standing in front of you. If not, you will fall. It's just, will you fall with words or without them?
Rob is going to clench his teeth and almost have tears of anger as he just like tackle hugs George. He just glomps him.
George, what do you do as Rob kind of holds on to you? I'm assuming this is like a goodbye brother type of hug? Or?
Yeah, this is if I'm going down, I'm a hugger.
How far from the grab trucks are we in the river?
50 feet, but it might as well be 50 miles.
Yeah. I think he just hugs him in return.
So for the first time in George's life, who is an only child, this is the hug of a true brother. And that is how Rob and George fall as their eyes roll up into their heads. They drop to the ground, and though none are there to bear witness, they splash like water. The sunlight tickles all of your faces. You hear a bird. You all wake up. You seem to be between two buildings in Garrett, Maryland. An alley, if you will.
Do we remember what just happened? Like,
Yeah.
is the last thing we remember like the gunfire and everything?
Am I still hugging George?
You're beside each other. You're not hugging, though.
Is Mitch still holding the tapes?
Yes.
What
I
the
think
hell
he-
just happened?
I think he just runs to the end of the alleyway, like the town side of the alleyway.
Roll me and investigate.
2 successes.
Mitch, when you run to the edge of the alleyway, you notice two things. One, you see the Garrett Evening News bin that looks odd. It just looks like it's there. You could take as many papers as you would like. There's just a small kind of thing beside it to collect change that's also exposed. You see that the headline across the top of the paper says, Collins, Aldrin, and Armstrong to travel the world. And as you look across the street to where the paperback exchange used to be, the storefront says, Welcome to the American Leaders of Tomorrow Association. Everybody, play Turn, Turn, Turn by the Byrds at the very bottom of your playlist.
Mitch turns around, still holding the leather jacket full of tapes, and he is like white-faced, and he just like looks like completely deadpan at Shannon, and everyone else is getting up, but like his eyes lock on Shannon, and he just like, we jumped.
And that's where we end this episode of Atari Twilight.
Fucking hell.
Yep.
Well, team,
Good job.
we fucking
We're fucked.
We're fucking
Guys, maybe there's no Decepticons here. Maybe we're okay.
There, just leave
we're
everybody
in-
else behind.
Or we're in Decepticonopolis.
Yeah, that's true too. American heroes.
okay.
Wake up in Dallas in an alley in 1963.
1963. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, Greg.
Okay,
All right, Greg. All right.
Okay, Greg. All right, Greg.
Let's go around, do our introductions, and fucking have a cry, I guess. I don't know what's happening. We'll start with Frags. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hey man, you know me. You know what to do, baby. Now I'm Kendall, KW Frags. You can find me on Twitter sometimes, I guess. KW Frags, or playing the video games on Xbox, PlayStation, or what have you. So that's me.
Perfect. Meta, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hi, I'm Meta or Metamancer. You can find me on Twitter. This is it. This is my thing, playing this game. This is awesome. Yeah, that's it.
Hell yeah. Mike, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
Honestly, just look for me on the Discord, and if you play Call of Duty or Animal Crossing, Michael's favorite game, hit me up.
Love it. Love it. Good, great game. Bitters, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
I'm Mr. Bitters. Find me in that Unmade Gaming Discord because that's where I do. Yeah. I don't do anything, but fuck.
Yeah.
Greg.
Yeah. And with that perfect segue, Greg, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
I love playing this game. This is the best. This group is amazing and fun, which is the exact combination that you want when playing an RPG. Amazing and fun. I will let everyone know that I don't want to steal Mike's thunder.
No, by all means, steal it.
We have added 2 episodes to this season. So instead of 8 episodes, we will have 10. The 2 new episodes are coming in right now because this is something that I was toying with doing, and I wanted to do it with this group. Next week's episode is called The Philadelphia Experiment. And so with that, I am not on social media, but you can find me on Discord in the Atari Twilight Writers Room, which is what we call the Atari Twilight section of the Unmade Gaming Discord. Join us there. We will be talking about a lot of things and getting ready for perhaps, I hope, another one-shot soon because Keystones, Garrett is undefended. Back to you, Mike.
That being said, the 10th episode falls on my actual birthday. So, chat, make sure that one's a special one. The finale is my birthday. We're going to get out of here. We're going to go decompress and discuss what the hell just happened in our after show. If you guys want to get your hands on the after show, it is at the $5 tier on our Patreon. Patreon actually just launched a yearly subscription, so if you want to go subscribe for the entire year, you can do so. And if you do so, you actually get a month free. It's 10% off for the year subscription. So go check that out. Link for Patreon down below. Link for Twitch sub down below. And most importantly, link for that Discord down below. Join the conversation. Be a part of the community. We're going to get the hell out of here because we have a lot to talk about. So, from all of us to you guys, we will see you next week. Bye-bye.